Hello, fellas. Are you guys tortured by the fingerprints? These nasty fingerprints on the surface of the LCDs of your cell phones that almost never want to go away no matter how much you clean the surface or your hands, they would come back again and again. So here in this video, we are going to provide you a permanent solution to this problem. And we are also going to scientifically prove that. Before we proceed any further, guys, please subscribe to my channel, hit the like button and the bell icon as well so that you can receive notifications of the latest upcoming videos. Let's get started, guys. So guys, before we dive into the solution, let's look at the problem a bit deeper, I would say. That'll help us solve the problem even better. So when we touch the surface of the LCD, basically the grease or the dampness of our hands is transferred to the surface basically. So why does that happen? That's because it has to do something with the surface. The surface has an affinity or the attractiveness that brings the dirt and gets it fixed onto the surface. So can we alter the surface so that it does not attract or attracts as less of the dirt as possible? So that's the problem at hand, and that's how we are going to solve this problem. The problem is very similar to what you would see, the car is getting dirty. That's because the dirt from the atmosphere that comes and goes and gets attached onto the surface of the car, in this case it's the LCD, it has to do with the contact angle of the thing that goes and attaches to the surface. Let's take for example the mercury. So guys, I found this really nice cool video on YouTube again, where this guy is going to pour liquid mercury onto his palm and just have a look what happens. So liquid mercury has a very high contact angle, way more than 90 degrees. And that means that when this liquid mercury falls onto his palm, it's not making any contact with it's not wetting his palm at all, and it's just flowing right off. By the way, I wouldn't recommend any of you doing this at home because mercury is very toxic, So look what is happening. So at the end, he will just put a blob of mercury onto his palm. Just wait for it. Yeah, look at that. He just placed a blob of mercury onto his hand and it's not wetting it at all. So that's what we are, this is a concept that we take away from this method. We are going to use the same concept in our mobile coating or the hydrophobic coating or the silica coating on mobile phones. Let's move forward, guys. So guys, what do you need? You need a cell phone, which is of course to be coated with a hydrophobic coating that is repellent to any kind of dirt. So I'll take this Sony Xperia for example. Then I have this microfiber cloth, some rubbing alcohol, and then the most important thing is this Nano ceramic coating. This is silica coating. I bought this off from AliExpress from, I don't know, 15 euros or something. This is going to produce the difference. This is the thing that we are going to apply in the same way as we apply it to the car bodies. So just to show how this thing works, I'm going to cover half of this with tape and then apply this in a certain procedure, of course, on half of it, and then we'll see that half of the surface becomes extremely water repellent while the other half, which is not covered with the silica coating, remains normal, which is going to attract the dirt. So guys, let's move forward. Step number 1, just take your cell phone and just take a normal tissue paper and lightly dampen it and then clean the surface with water. This is just water, this is not that nano coating, by the way. Just clean it as much as possible. Don't press it too hard, you may damage the LCD and then your cell phone is no good anymore. Then just dry it. This is the portion which is not wet. So by the way, just by the time I just do this cleaning, this ceramic coating, it comes with special kind of tissue papers or paper towels, whatever you want to call them. They are special kind of papers which don't release any fibers, so this is really important. They come with this thing. So now step number 2, take your microfiber towel and then clean it nicely. Again, don't press it too hard. This microfiber towel basically has the ability that it basically takes out or digs out, I would say, all the grease that is present on the surface, even otherwise. That is step number 2 done. Step number 3, take another piece of normal tissue paper and then apply a little bit of rubbing alcohol on it. And then apply it smoothly. Of course, if you are aware of what this thing does, is it's going to absolutely remove any kind of grease, even to the tiniest amount, from the surface of your cell phone LCD. So you're almost done. So at this point, your surface of your LCD is pretty much grease free, I'd say. So now is the point that we are going to apply this nano ceramic coating, guys. So that's next step. Let's go forward. Okay, so the top portion that has the Sony logo on it, above this button, this is hydrophobically going to be coated and this one not. So I highly recommend, or it's a must do, guys, that when you use this coating, it's something that you really don't want to get onto your hands, so please wear gloves. I'm just wearing gloves now. You could use any kind of gloves. Sometimes your skin could be sensitive to certain kind of, allergies, so you might want to use the kind of gloves which are a little bit more expensive, but they would prevent you from any allergy. So I'm going to use this cloth or paper towel kind of thing that came with this thing. Just 2 drops would be more than enough. You can see that there were almost 2 drops here. So what I would do is that I'm going to apply it in one direction. You can clearly see. Just see that, if you're going to work with this, you can feel that there is a little bit of smell of this thing. Not that it's bad, but it's just a distinct smell. So I've basically made a very thin coating of this. I'm going to leave this for 10 minutes. Please be careful that it should not be more than 10 minutes. It's really important. 10 minutes and only 10 minutes, guys. So I'll be back after 10 minutes. So guys, I'm back after 10 minutes and you see that the coating is still there. So what you want to do next is take a clean tissue paper and just wipe all the extra nano coating that is left. You just want to make sure that you get rid of every extra amount of squeaking sound. So you just got rid of every bit of extra ceramic coating that was on there. Just make sure that there is. So what basically during these 10 minutes has happened is there are extremely small pores of nanometric size on the surface of the glass. The silica coating, what it does is that it goes and sits into those nanopores and basically makes this a very nanometric sized or nano dimension sized layer on the top, and silica itself is water repellent, so that's what it does, a very thin layer, and you won't even feel anything bad. Once this is done, you could even clean this thing with your microfiber towel. So guys, now is the time to check if our approach has worked. So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to remove the tip on the other side. Oh, it's not coming off. So guys, I'm able to remove from this part. So what I've intentionally left this one. So what we are going to do is that we are going to drop a drop of water on this side and this side, and then we are going to take the picture of both the drops on both sides and measure the angle with the software. So I'm going to lower this down and twist this like this, so that when we take the angle measurement we can see it. Just like this. Perfect. So now with a dropper, I'm going to drop some water on this side. Here and on this side. So wow, it's already pretty clear. Water really does not want to stick. It's a pure demonstration of science, guys. So you see, let me raise this a bit so that you can clearly see. So you see this drop, it's purely on a hydrophobic surface. So you remember this part was the one which was coated, and then look at that part, it's completely wetting the surface. So that's why the water is going to go and stick onto the surface, and the dirt and the grease that is inside or dissolved in the water also starts to sit on the surface. And what you have done here is that you produced a hydrophobic surface that has a larger angle. It's not going to wet the surface. This is beautiful. Let me take pictures of both. Zoom out a bit. Okay, I'll take pictures and then we'll move on to the screen. So guys, before moving to the picture, I found another nice angle. This is what I'm going to take the picture of. This is the perfect way to check for the contact angles both surfaces, this one and that one. So guys, I've transferred the images to my computer and I'm using the image J software, and I'm just going to take those images up for contact angle measurement. By the way, image J, it's a freeware, it's an excellent software by NIH USA, and we have a lot of those. So I'm just going to take the ones which give me the image of all the three drops, the one on the left and the right. So let me close the other ones. So I'll turn on the grid. I've selected this one, by the way, or this one is better actually. I'll take this one and I'll turn on the grid of the software to make this thing exactly, horizontal, so that the angle measurement for all the three drops is comparable. With reference to the horizontal. So I don't find any place where I can find the grid overlay to place on this, but what I would do is that I can widen up or make this image bigger. Okay, this looks better. Okay, so that's really good. So what I have here is in the image J software thing, I have this option of measuring the angle, and I don't need a grid because it can measure the software. It can tell me where the reference, I can make the reference. For example, for this one I can do this and then this. Okay, then if I do the analyze measure, it gives me the angle value. What is this? So this is 57.2 degrees, guys. And let me move to the other one. Let me zoom out so that you can see better. So here I'm using the same angle measurement thing. I start from here, go up till here, and if I roughly measure the angle, let me zoom in so you can see what I'm doing. And do the measurement in the analyze. So this is 29 degrees. So straight away this hydrophobic coating has almost doubled the angle, guys. So again, this is 29 degrees. Wow. I would love to do that again once more just to be sure that I'm not making any mistake. Don't save this one. Let me zoom out. Okay, so this was 29 degrees. Let me zoom out again and measure the angle of the same volume in this. So I do this, and this, and I do analyze, measure. Okay, this is important. So this one is 64.8. 64.8, and it's important that the drop of same volume is measured. So this is 64.8, almost 65 if you round off the scientific way. So 65 minus 29 or 28, it's 35 or 36 degrees increment. That's huge. So let's go back to the mobile and let's see how it's coming out. So here is the same mobile with the 3 drops of. So guys, it's really important that you have the same volume of water, just for checking this, and this is comparable. If you want to compare this one, you have to have the same volume of water drop over here as well. But anyways, I think the difference is significant to point out that we have done something cool. So what I would do is that, using again a tissue paper, I would wipe both sides off, right? And I would just try to apply fingerprints on both sides and see. The moment of truth is coming, guys. So here is fingerprints on both sides. Let's see. Okay, it's hard to see. Yeah, right there. I can see some fingerprints there. I don't know if it is very vivid or not, but I can see some fingerprints in this portion. But this portion is completely free of fingerprints. I don't know if you guys can see it, but I need to change the camera as well for getting better YouTube videos, guys. But I think yeah, now it's pretty clear. So there are some fingerprints here, but there are no fingerprints at all here. I mean, you could get fingerprints, but right now you don't get any fingerprints on the side where you coated with the hydrophobic coating. So guys, I would call this a big success and a complete getting rid of the fingerprints on your mobile phones. So I'll of course take this off and coat all of my cell phone with the fingerprints free coating, fingerprint sensitive. Only the backside. Yeah, backside also can be covered. You can use this, by the way, I forgot to tell you that this is just for, not for the LCD side. You could also cover the backside of your phone with the hydrophobic coating as well. So guys, let's call it a day. If you like what you see, please subscribe to my channel, hit that bell icon, receive the notifications of the latest upcoming new videos. So thumbs up.